Hello and welcome to our daily Forex market review. My name is Schimming, and this review is for Thursday, February 21st. In our video yesterday, I pointed out, leading into the London session, how the yen and the dollar were showing the greatest amount of strength potentially, and the euro and the pound were starting to move downward. As we went into the London market, and you look at the currency strength chart again today, you can see the euro here in red maintained its downtrend and was the most negative trending single currency of the 8 majors. You can also see the Swiss, since it's pegged to the euro, traded side by side with it, and that is to be expected. To the upside, the yen and the dollar started out early with some strength, but is the yen that continued its upward movement and was obviously the most positive trending single currency on the day. The dollar, in keeping with how it's traded so far in 2013, it lost momentum and really started moving sideways. The pound's the surprise, where the pound was moving down. If you look at the pound in pink, and then it reversed up and actually traded sideways with the dollar for the balance of the day, leading from the New York time frame, New York open, through the to rollover. So the best situation in the market yesterday, again looking in hindsight, was the euro yen, but this is the pair that I've been telling you needs to be considered, needs to be traded, and I suggested yesterday that you take short trades in this pair. I've actually been suggesting that the shorts are the better opportunity in the euro yen for the past month, and this has been the case, and we'll look at that in a little bit more detail in just a moment. If we look at things going into the London session right now, as we go into Friday, you can see that since rollover, it's the Aussie here in orange that's had the greatest amount of strength, but it has leveled off, and that would be typical and to be understood considering. The yen and the dollar, the yen seeing a little bit of profit taking as we close the week, just like we saw last week. Whether it will continue to trade down as we go into Friday, we will see. But right now, the yen and the dollar are the most negative trending single currencies. The euro, pick the euro out in red back in here. The euro looks fairly sideways. So does the CAD, the New Zealand, and obviously the Swiss because it's pegged to the euro. And then the pound is trying to show some strength, but it's losing it. And so I would anticipate the potential of a shift in the pound as we go towards the London Open. But again, we're not trying to predict, we're trying to anticipate so that we can make decisions based on what's happening, and this would be somewhat typical for the pound as of late. Now let's look at the euro yen in a little bit greater detail, and I think this is pretty significant and needs to be considered as you trade going forward. This is looking at the euro yen on the same chart I've been using for the past month in these reviews. And you can see the trend line that was previous based on the fact that the euro yen has been trading to the upside for over 6 months. Now you know, if you've watched any of these videos, that I was calling the top of this when it first made this transitional move here, which meant it was running out of air, and you saw these huge drawbacks in the pair, but it still maintained a higher high and a higher low and traded higher. When it got in this upper range, we've been talking about the transitional nature or the consolidation up here at the upper rung where the pair is now. But if you look, I've put the trend line based on this consolidative period, and you can see that the highs are getting lower progressively and the lows are getting lower progressively. This pair's run out of steam. And the best situation for all of us as traders is if it would ultimately break down and trade to some of these lower levels. 122, 120, 118, 116. You can see the support and resistance that would be provided at those levels, and it would be just a fantastic opportunity for all of us if the pair would actually lose some momentum and trade down. Now, it was the yen that was in a free fall for the past 6 months and plus. But as I pointed out to you, and those who trade actively saw a week ago Tuesday, that there was the significant event in the yen, which I'm still calling on and pointing out because I think not only on a short-term basis, but there might be something more substantial there. This is something to be considered. And since that time frame, the yen has in fact set, the euro yen has in fact set some additional low points, and the yen itself has had overall strength. And that's barring Friday when we saw profit taking. On Tuesday we saw the event. Wednesday and Thursday strength into the yen. Friday, weakness in the yen, but more than likely just profit taking coming into the 3-day weekend due to the US holiday. On the US holiday, the yen was also weak. On Tuesday, there was really no momentum in the market. And then Wednesday and Thursday, we experienced very strong yen activity again. Now, it's trading down right now, but it'll be interesting to see how it closes the week and whether it can regain some strength to close the week out, which would be a significant event, or if we have traders still apprehensive to take long positions on the yen itself going into the weekend. Now, the significance of these low points really is substantial, and you need to pay strong attention to this. This first low, remember that your resistance and support ranges, your 126 and above, up to 127, and this little dive over went to 127.70. So 126 and above becomes the upper end of the transitional period, and 124 and below becomes the support level in this transitional period. Now, it's traded lower than that. This point here where my cursor is at the start of the downtrend line that I've put from the consolidation is right at 124. You know from the previous conversations, and if you've traded the pair, you know these lows were in the 123.40, 123.50 range, and this was met with divergence. This was significant because it was able to trade back up to the 126 range, 127 range. It fell back again, and this became even lower. We broke 123 on this move down, trades as low as 122.90 or 89, somewhere right in that range. So it actually broke below 123, but let's call it 123. It just violated the figure a little bit. Went back up, set a lower high, was not able to break 126 this time. I think that becomes fairly significant, and then this low here as it traded down came to 122.24 based on my spreads. So at the low 122 range. So we've taken out 124, we took out the 123.50, we broke 123, and now we've gone down, and for lack of a better statement, I think we've tested 122, and the next assault is whether it can trade below and through 122. Now obviously that's going to be the caveat to that is whether we close the week with yen strength or not. If it doesn't happen on Friday, then more than likely we'll see this happen next week. Again, I'm not saying that the euro yen can only go down. I'm saying the euro yen trading lower becomes a significant opportunity and the most ideal situation for the pair. If it's able to trade back up to 126, at this point it has to get over 126. It has to bust this previous high, and ultimately there's a lot of resistance up here. 126, 126.50, 127, and ultimately this 127.70 range. A lot of resistance up there. It can break it, that would be great. I'd love to trade a breakout move if it gets to higher ground. But the sellers are coming in at a lower price. The buyers are not at the same levels. They're backing away and backing away and backing away. And I think the opportunity for the short, or the setup, it's really starting to look short here. But again, that's going to be predicated on whether the yen can find strength or not. I know what I'm going to be looking at, and I know how I'm going to be looking at it, and I know how you should be approaching this situation as well. So consider the possibilities. Anticipate what is potentially going to happen in the marketplace. Know the levels and the target ranges that you're looking for, and then make your trading decisions based on what you see. Don't see what you can trade. Trade only what you see. And if you don't see it, do not trade it. If you'd like more information, if you want to sit with us and trade this with us in live market conditions, we openly invite you to join us. Just send an email, look at the email here attached to the video, DerekSchimming@gmail.com, and request an invite to come into the room. We'd love to have you sit with us for a couple of weeks and experience what we do firsthand. It's an outstanding opportunity to be mentored by someone who has been active in the market for over 25 years. I introduced range bar charting to the Forex marketplace, and I'm the world's foremost expert on trading with pure price technology. And I've spent my professional career educating those as I trade, and those people who want to learn and become better traders long term. If this speaks to you, I want you to be a part of it, and I want you to experience it firsthand. If you have some questions, post your questions on the videos. I'll answer them on further sessions, and then we'll go from there. You guys, and subscribe to the page, and that way you'll get the updates and the emails and the information that we send out to the subscribers. So other than that, I'll see you tomorrow. You guys, as always, have a great day trading. Keep your wits about you. Look at this euro yen. Watch what it's doing. It's the most active traded pair in the marketplace right now with the greatest trading range. It is definitely sitting down here, and it came down and tested this 122 level. It is inside my zone, trading at the pivot point down here at the lower left-hand corner. You can see this chart, and I think it's a significant opportunity. The currency strength index, looking at that chart, becomes the most ideal way to approach a trade. And if you want to have a piece of this and be able to utilize this during your trading day, all you have to do is ask. My name's Derek Schimming. You guys have a great day trading.